Mayemra Nafe. The biggest story and Enra press conference and Ministry of Finance. Letter Omodiakwa Speaker of Parliament amending some portions of the budget. We are told, sir, and from proceedings in Parliament, the Parliament Speaker the ruling is that I am certain said the Parliament the budget has been approved. The minority leader no. Minority leader my indication said he will file a motion still seeking to quash the decision of the Speaker the last time of Parliament etnas, and that decision will seek to reinstate the status quo. Said the budget has been rejected. And no emotion. I think they said that they will file it today. It will be put to a debate now for the Atwaso. But Speaker said budget approved. The letter Finance Minister they come on and also magiatum, and it will reflect in the budget statement and all of that. It was saying Kabila from where we've got into.
Me shall say the free in Komoya yedia
Asempa FM
time.
You could see saying on Asempa
maybe
FM.
3 statements I want to make on that. Okay, Proverbs 6 verse 6 to 8. Or say Okwadufo Kwabwa Tetianche.
Yeah.
Suyana kwai na hunu
nyansa.
In fact, even though Nyansa ni and I said the philosopher Solomon used Kwadufo to make to illustrate the point.
Yes.
An invitation to human beings. Nipa biara. Say nyame aboa tetia. Or say oni kanifo. And so ogada oyeni niema brano. Timely. The element of time that the ant without soldier, without leader or captain, no, or yet niema breano. Na ositobre ansa na bedro no. Onimtama or sisa ennuane di ko hye ni bomu. Nso to ne ho nkire no. Ya bre a yemfa nya adwuma no. E ka ho bi pa na edi nya. De to so bio obi. Adebomu bre the concept of time. Any idea Nyankopon di boy first.
You could see saying on Asempa FM.
Okay, Genesis was it, and there was evening
and there was
day. And that counted day. There's Adibi one man say the concept of day, time, no, it starts with the night. The coming of the morning only indicates the ending of the day. But what you say? Adiachia na dano bana wi no. Enya fe na adiachi. Enya fe na bresha ase. Enti se ye tiasie se. Bre ewo ni sum ebie a e sha ase wo ho.
FM.
Na sum no wo ka se wo di sum na chinti wo nya bibia o ho be kire wo. Bre ayemfa ni dwuma ye e ka ho bi e na e wo de we. Last week I'm saying ye miensa na ye tia no nyina me nua be koin. I need quantitative global Daniel. Ye nyina ye ka kosi se ebia enka ye niema bre anu a eni se nkedu de ye duri. Mesre members of parliament. Afanu no nyina. Sabi omonkai Deuteronomy. Omonkai mo won remfi ba de omu free ba. Bibi baya na mu ni tumi, bibi baya na wonya MP, bibi baya na unkuta tumi a na ukuta ewo mrache badwafi ho no. Kai. Na kai se eye omanfo adom na wo ye wo babia wo ne no. Utu anamo bia ye nti na wutu sa anamo no. Manhwe wo nko a wo pe. Manhwe wo manyuko pe. Because look, this thing people must understand it. You are related on the ticket of political parties, but you represent constituents. And the constituencies are bigger than your parties. Yenyai, na yantu ya bukakra, na bre eni homaye. Nkomodie ye ekosi, fakase na akoso ansa na ye ekoso bre ne bre anu a. Nke ni se yadru de yedri na acha na muye esenia bebo nyina de mpani na kae entide na sese ye ne say mumpe ne parliament e course na no na wotwe ayi atwa mu fiada ene na no ebnada etoaso de kosi ye no me fi se nke de puma be kwakotwere de na twere no kremu ni say ne course wo fie hon mu sa fiada no wo hwe mrashe bodwafie chiame yimfie ne wadi wo parliament a na ni se sanfom so ne koso if you say na wo mu ndu so oto sa asem no mo mu tikisa
Asempa FM
enya fe ne ye de ba be ko Supreme Court bre eni ho maye mrashe bodwafie na ko correct ne de eya na me de mfanto bi ba 1981 de no it was the then decision of President Hilary Liman and a man yet say the budget of 1981 was rejected. It was not, because no question was put on that budget. I've read the Hansard on the 23rd of July, 23rd of July 1981, and eventually one approved budget on the 6th of August 1981. The statement, a question to be put on the budget for it to be rejected was not properly put. But an amendment proposed by somebody, and we put it to question, and amendment carry when they implied that the amendment carried meant say the budget had been rejected. It was Dr. Osasibe, who was then MP for Asokwa, who explained it. It was a retreat. I'm a council of state now, but I don't want to go. I want me person me cause abakose no mukese. No kure wo me say parliament way was siesie bibia na nkere atochima ama sese ekoyemim. Na shebadwa fie
ekosi sen on Asempa FM
ne ekoso sa fiada no ene de ye siesie no benada no enya no ne budget no the policy statement na minister no be maye no enti unim eya na erefi abakosem kakra. What happened in Itewan was merely an attempt to embarrass President Liman, and I can tell you without any equivocation of doubt, say what happened that Friday was an attempt to seek to embarrass President Akufo-Addo. That's all. And then you are somersaulting on history going forward. Some raising concerns, and I'm happy that the statement a free finance ministry a bar out any letter or throw the call a friend speaker no or acknowledge assembly ameka wa obi answer na minority fue be kasa aba afa ayi levy 1.75 mantna studio anmo meni minuanom ayi friends me nuadanom sla ne be etena mu ma wo young raise issues about South Africa. Young raise issue about say threshold of mobile money. Friends say threshold
100 Ghana.
100 Ghana no. Mouse on Kosro. And the minority for Mungana Moka. But you can't use Sunka. If you say umpo, the government must run and do business. Now I don't like to say and say no. Hey, I'm not key kofa bakosamaba. If you say more ye the days is here. I will do any more parliament way. And Chayo, and Fianum Nosusao. No more abamu. Yenim sama mokaye, a gunkataso. But this is not the right time to do that. Government must run. And budget is so important. Say yenina, yenim resebja fi hono. Yenina, ye better actually, ama moye de mo, say, moye, emanemano yi. Abai, Odinsusuyaba. Mifi say, and some yaka. Okay, statement what they call parliament. Oye press statement wahanuma. Nemane bebre wahanuma wajetum. Na obi asama ewomu a say be American baku bia. Asama hu ya pa ne say the true budget ye bejetum. Say sikasem akuntabuo de call Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of
Appropriations.
And this our budget and your daddy. A friend of Mupako work details no. My friend appropriation bill.
Yes.
Now a friend of Moko do some common. And budget I na a do appropriation na the minister and the two dano SSA. Eti den ye pray hu. E den ye tu mampamrike. Mampamrika say yakwa yemko. Gidi yakwa yemko. Yenya ya ho abotre na yenhuru say ye wo man chichire. Odamfo enya ba ko na chinima yi.
While you are on that, so make I say the minority leader Honorable Haruna Idrisu SRV notice say obe apply
motion or
filing motion, sorry. That motion has been filed and it reads,
okay,
motion that this honorable house sets aside the purported ruling of the first deputy speaker Mr. Joseph Osei-Wusu MP delivered on Wednesday 1st December 2021 against the motion moved by the honorable minority leader Mr. Haruna Idrisu and seconded by the honorable member for Boko Central, Mr. Mahama Ayariga, as captured on page 9 of the vote and proceedings of Wednesday, 1st December 2021, on grounds that it contravenes the rules, conventions, and practices of the House and was actuated by bias. Respectfully submitted, signed, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Minority Leader, 7th December 2021. And essentially, on the 1st of December, Mobekaya, time, because on the 1st of December, now Wednesday, ni Tuesday, which was 30th November, no? Yeah. Na Parliament at Nase, ama majority members nenkwane were Parliament at the time. Ama omuamu ka said decision na Parliament eteki on the Friday prior. Na sa decision was unconstitutional. Enti omu resende. There was a motion for rescission. Omu resende sa decision no. Speaker Ejitumu eka said the budget no had been approved. No more recently decision of Parliament take on the Friday prior say or my rejected budget no. Ne Wednesday, which was the 1st of December, Parliament eba no so that na both sides are present. And a minority leader a move motion say sad decision na Parliament take on the 30th of November no. It was a Parliament action sign on Mubotu Gu baby. Onya secondment no from Honorable Mahama Ayariga. Omu debate motion no na ubehu na Abujina Po Kasai, Dominic Ayine Kasai, Joe Gatti Kasai, omu nyina ye debate. Omu we na speaker ni ruling by. According to speaker no, ni ruling no owie. But na record of the house no and capture ni ruling no. In the end, minority leader sign resist had and say enya dia speaker Emma ruling. In the amount sign and go back to that particular issue. And the speaker said no. But ebia all kasa no. And the kasa ni na minority chief whip. Muntaka Mubarak sorry no so kasa nti ebia omu keep record in the house na ntimi and capture ni ye. But all sign I reiterated the fact without any doubt say he ruled and he ruling in the say the motion moved by the minority leader for the decision taken on the 30th of November to be rescinded, no, wa bought sa motion aye ato ego. Okasi studia na minority leader sorry ka said Dabi said sa day no see we rule there. He would file a substantive motion to seek to set aside that ruling of the speaker. Sa motion and odiakui. In this motion, no, is to set aside the ruling of the speaker. Yes.
Yeah, okay. The bone of contention.
Sorry,
Kabila Kasa. On this motion, minority leader, Ediabeto Floyd.
Yes.
See, the bone of contention here and say, Abra, the first time, or the motion is out, no, as a speaker, no, by orders and by convention, you have every right not to accept the motion.
Okay.
At the first instance.
Okay.
But at the moment that the speaker admits the motion and allow for debate,
no?
rule in the finishem.
You cannot rule.
You cannot rule.
You have to allow the house to do that.
Yes, you give the decision to the house. You see, or admit minority leader motion, and or allow both parties to debate it. If you are so to buy, leader would to be beer. Speaker will be so heading.
Throw motion off.
But when throw motion off, let's take note of that.
Yes.
Speaker admitted the motion.
Allowed for the debate.
Allowed for debates from the two sides. At the moment, I will be allowed debates.
Decision on the matter then
leaves on the hands of the speaker.
But in this case, no, the speaker rules.
Also ruling.
Yeah, also
and yes, and even say impose House are not capture ruling now. In this case, you see and capture. Say impose capture ya. The bond of contention you say speaker don't have the right to rule at that time. Wa admit it, no allow debate from both sides. No. That's a and
that's why in this current motion, no, the minority leader says he is filing this motion to set aside the decision, the ruling of the first deputy speaker on the grounds that it contravenes the rules, conventions, and practices of the House and was actuated by bias. And a lawyer.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Kabila, that's where we are now.
Look, Obi. I want to make this point. We needn't get here. Nini say you drew her. Mesre mpani, especially, Oma to me kuta womo. Mampani asuye. The majority side. And then you were minister. The majority leader is also a minister for parliamentary affairs. So what I say. Power is exercised in magnanimity. And pra 2020 abana omoni jo Muhammad din chuno. Womo they having overcome it. Ebribri womo so. Mumfa akrokro ni omunkasa. Na yenyai tintin. You see, look, power to me ayeken. We are holding it in trust for the people. Yantia sesa. Na yamfa kasa ejo na mesre minority for no so. Chairman McMahon na dano bi o to me fu bi ni ekọ say Jordan do say if ye dey electoral commission for country bi ye do kero na there's that na NDC atames no nyem wi ekra cause say Kabila the o kan no kran so kan susuka minority even if some the more kan ene de omanfo dodo no ye kan no so e ko benkrumu mo kan mo susunka. If it's a one car, mobile come and atraso. So what I say? Now, young say, oh my, Bune, Naya Diao. Now, this sometimes I just West beyond my person may use to the needless competition. Yeah, to about 1 year, Yamai. Ochina, and then the 7th December, Mewa. Exactly a year ago near Tuaba. I don't know, to say I had 4 years away. And now we are already in 2024. Miss Ramo, 2024 is still far away. And how many of us will live up to that time, nobody knows. Me empire mdebiami bone say, Psalm 90 verse 12. Nyame mo ene hunu ye nakan. Na ye nya hanta ni dwa kasa no na say me kan wi a obi. Mame mo ne tofa say. Okay, krata ya eye speaker finance minister or the comma eye friend saying speaker na I want to say it is not I mean you are John Japo was it a revisions to the 2020 budget, not concessions? If they are not concessions, how will he describe them? Tell us, what will it be? I think say concessions have been made. Ebini di ohin okay paragraph 5 now. First one or say with regards to Ajapa Royalties Limited, we shall amend paragraphs 442 and 443 to take out references to mineral royalties collateralization. It is important to note that any reference to Ajapa was for informational purposes and as such was not reflected in the fiscal framework. 5II. In respect of the unfortunate tidal waves which rendered about 3,000 people homeless in Kita, Ketu South and Alonga constituencies, we shall make the necessary budget allocations of at least 10 million Ghana cedis to complete the feasibility and engineering studies for the coastal communities adversely affected. We will broaden the scope of study to consider a more comprehensive solution to protect Ghana's 540-kilometer coastline, including the 149-kilometer between Aflao and Pram Pram. Meanwhile, NADMO has responded to the humanitarian crisis created by the tidal waves on the Keta coastline. Here, I want to make a comment. I don't know when you penny Nanajima at the studio and I'm Mokasa. What is the MP no Freya now or Casano? Nanajima, I can send you on Peso Bejatum. Meanwhile, you had also checked from the ground, say indeed he had been there. Yeah, Obi, me say, I Casa, ya Casa, Coco, such a croma in the feno. I am Po. So we are going to say, need you be a tumwa and found it in Nipan Becca. Let's give ourselves some allowances and listen to each other. Most of the time, politicians, we are not speaking differently. We're only saying different, the same thing in different ways. But, Madam Fu, we are engaged in a lot of political masturbation. We don't listen to each other. Unfortunately, political masturbation cannot be productive. It's only when we allow the intercourse of ideas that we can bring productive offsprings in our political landscape. And the answer had the money. Now, the last point to make it one more was say paragraph 8. Was say we've had 7 no about e-levy. I think so. They've made some progress. Yeah. Whatever figure it is, don't let it go beyond 0.5 to 1%. And I say whatever it is. Even Osha telcos no edge no krana. I don't know yet say a medofo esla uso ekufu or kase only telcos no almost start stakeholder engagement. Obi makame kan bium. This stakeholder engagement should have happened long before the budget was read. But say yan sana ye no a chene muye esini abebo nyina de yensom onini nipa yensom onini nipa na ne de wo ye no can you say aban we say on transfer fibo na edu so a say na obepese kwabna meka no
very well into 5 minutes
obi didi kan mini ayi amanyokuru bia
Asempa FM
ni aban mu mini mrahye badwafie enti me wo ho kwan say me be kire madwen e wa fidi su sei Womwa eni aban no mo mrahye badwafie aye from minority no apart from mrahye badwafie no womu ni tumi so mbetu anamu bia e wo apart from mrahye badwafie hon mo age se womu so mo ba fidi so na wukuta tumi na wo aban mu a na wo mrahye badwafie ka ho a asudie miensa na da wo so esese ususuma wo kasa wo afidi so no ebe from na wadwuma ye mum edoso na ekasa ma Etimesre ensama yekoba nyina menua bekwen asori okọ de na mpese metwena dwensi bibi so obi o kai preamble finance minister de call parliament na me pese me kan ho da tie bibi o
FM.
The Ministry of Finance respectfully presents its compliments to the Right Honourable Speaker and refers to the 2020 budget statement and economic policy presented to Parliament on 17th November 2021. The ensuing debates on the floor of Parliament, reactions and contributions, and comments from faith-based organizations, unions, employers, students, CSOs, civil society organizations, the general public, and the subsequent concerns raised by the minority caucus in Parliament. Ghana is not limited to the 275 members of Parliament. Now, even 275 members of Parliament, so far, I belong to constituencies. I haven't seen MPB Abba constituency I be engaging young citizens to find out our views on the 2022 budget. And the Domo Kano, Yana have to obey you almost almost a name. Yet would you won't say one bet me a jay and namun no more. But I don't trust a woman quadrain or more can one mono. Yea, and Tim can be found home. And some minority say Tintin Trinity or more no e-levia. I doubt if it is reflecting the views of majority of people. Because I belong to the people of this country too. Mimi view ni say e-levy no. Bona womo akano. and as a percentage no and there was do. Now mami musa we be. Are we not already even unofficially paying e-levy? We have mobile money transfer. Me pacho. Unche bibi also.
Yeah, Utiyama telcos no.
Dabi, whatever it is, whether a commission or unche bibi also. Is it free?
No.
You pay. Maybe a government can negotiate say. We fear ama telcos no kwaje no. Ese say aban anasa oman no eji mu fa bi. Na so the BB can ho. Anytime make say you don't need to go beyond 0.5 to 1%. So what did they make an say? And the oman penning for to sound for anyone we dey animu no. Say BB bia wona hyase. Ye hyase o ba bia VAT ye start here na eda percentage saying. And na him eda. Enti ukuta tunia mesensi subium ye de ahobrase ene boko ene di tumi wadwuma. Mama yen hyase ye nya ahobrase na yen fan hyase o ba bi. Na face so no obi ene na me di kan wie. Masre. Amamo me move mind that there but my king kan bia democracy. The manage na pa no enye badwamu kasa no. Wo hwe ye traditional institution and cultural system a manhia ansa na otumfo betena badwam atena semso nkomodi akoso okukom na nya sem kuma. In fact omu kan du babi na yire so a otumfo sorry ya bonwura obe sorry na de eden pa no yakokan okukom ansa na ya pie badwam.
Ekusi saying on Asempa FM.
Governance thrives on something called intelligence. Kukwamu kasa. Makanum presa. There seems to be a missing link. Work at it. Manuesi.
James Kwabena Bomfeh.